Sorry if you can hear this dog. There's a dog that loves to bark at me. Hi guys. I have been just wanting to make a podcast for forever, and it's always felt impossible to me because I never have my computer really on me. I don't even have Wi-Fi, and doing a podcast has just seemed so unattainable for the longest time because I was like, do I need to gain more experience and knowledge in the areas of my life that I'm wanting to speak on, or am I needing to gain more insight, or am I needing to prove that I am not an imposter? And it's like, no, girl, I'm here to do this, and so that's what I'm here doing now. I used to go live on Instagram and talk literally for hours, and that was one of my most favorite things to do and how I connected with the community. I stopped going live because it all just got too much. Life felt like I was juggling 17 balls, and I was so desperate for connection and desperate for friends and desperate for community. And I loved what was going on at that point, like going on live and holding conversations for, like, I would go on live for about an hour, like pretty much every Tuesday or Thursday. And I would smoke and I would just talk and ask questions. On average, there was usually about 7 people watching, but there would be upwards of, sometimes there would be 50 people on there live with me. When I can see myself, like right now I am filming myself on my camera, and I know that seems like you should be able to talk without seeing yourself, but there's something about like seeing myself and making sure that my expression and the way that I'm coming across is kind and soft. I'm really happy that I can record this with my microphone connected to my phone and camera, because I think that when I picture myself having a podcast, it's something with my face. It's not something where I'm not connecting face to face with someone. I want you guys to see me in real time, my real honest reactions and expressions, because I think that the face says so much. If you get to look at it and you get to read it, you can hear voices and you can read words, but there's something really special about getting to have this conversation with people across the world. Like, I get to see your face from across the world and connect with your face. And anyway, so that's why we're in my backyard. Welcome to my backyard. My friend Lauren calls this the rib cage, but it's no longer the rib cage because some of the tree branches have fallen down, and now it's just a really nice green and lush backyard, except for like these. Who designed this? I'm just saying, I mean, someone please don't come for me, but like, it's like, that's fugly. I think it's important for me to just feel like I can hold space for the things that no mother or woman or friend really wants to admit, and hold conversations that are hard and real. There's an array of things that I am deeply passionate about and want to speak on. Sometimes it just means like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. Sometimes it just means like putting yourself out there and not being afraid of what people are going to say or what they think or what they'll think of you. And just knowing that you will speak the right words to meet the right people, and the right people will be there to listen and to connect with you. But sometimes, yeah, it just means putting yourself out there even whenever you're afraid, and knowing that it just takes doing it. Because I used to do this, and I'm like, I've gone through a lot in the past few years that I've kind of cocooned myself, created a protective space for me. Like putting myself out there on opinions or stories, especially my own personal stories, seems just daunting. This is also a really great way for me to practice my speech because I like to say filler words like and so. And I also have a southern drawl, so it takes me 12 million years to speak, especially whenever I'm really trying to be mindful and careful and get my words together in a very clear way, but I want to get quicker. So that is what this is going to be for me, is my own space. And it's something that I'm passionate about. I am really on a kick of following things that I am passionate about and doing that first. I mean, obviously I have to be a normal, productive human being in society, and I have to work and I have to make money because we got bills to pay. But this is a way that I find joy and I connect with my community and I can serve. I'm really passionate about speaking. I was in debate growing up. Like I was in theater, I was in debate, I wanted to be an actress. So I don't know, but yeah, working on my throat chakra, because truly, oh my gosh, I've let it just die. And maybe this is the time where I just saw a white butterfly, and a white butterfly has so much symbolism for me, so I might cry. Okay, so this might be a good time to share some of my little lore. We'll call it little Lauren lore. So, I'll never forget an old coworker of mine told me that I should go talk to this man. His name was Matthew. And Matthew is like I don't know what he would call himself, but he is an intuitive reader, healer guy. My friend was like, you should go see him because my wife saw him and it was like the craziest experience and you would love it. And I was like, okay, let's do it. So I looked him up and I went and saw Matthew. It was really interesting because it was just in his house. And I think it was his mom's house because his mom was on the couch. But he had a whole office space. He sat down in a chair across from me. I filled out a paperwork that he did not read. And he didn't know who I was either. And this was like pre-COVID. Okay, this was maybe like 2018, 2019. He's like, I don't want you to say anything to me. I don't want you to like tell me yes or no or guide me in any way. All you gotta do is just close your eyes and act like, or meditate as in you're sending me your information. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I close my eyes. I'm like kind of peeking because I'm like, what the fricker is about to happen up in here? And he has his eyes closed. Now, I'm going to draw you a picture of what Matthew looked like because I think this is important. I'm a visual person and I'll just make the scene for you. So, like I said, it was in his mother's house. And you walk in the room. It's like a little room, like a bedroom in a house. And across from the door is a window. Big window. That's like kind of more at the top of the wall, across the whole wall. And he had his table in the middle of the room, and on the back wall under the window was this credenza with all these plants and crystals, and he had a humidifier going, and I think he had a Buddha statue, if I remember correctly. But I remember the walls were like lined with plants. Like it was a white room. It was really peaceful, very beautiful. And in the corner, like whenever you turn to the left, is the two chairs that we're sitting in and like a little side table. So not a lot of room and not a lot of furniture, just a little healer room. It was beautiful. Imagine gray beard with fake butterflies in his beard, and he had gray dreadlocks, gray hair, a very nice round happy face, and he was very soft and tender, and he would like tie his dreadlocks in like a knot. If you're from Tulsa, you might know who he is. I don't know if he still does this, but if he does, go see him. But anyways, he's sitting across from me and he starts rocking in his chair, kind of like an intuitive meditative rock, like tapping in like this vibe. And he goes into his space and he starts intuitively telling me what he sees from my chakras. This man told me things that only if you've lived my life or knew who I was, like, deeply, would you know. He told me that my throat chakra kind of closed up and got really sad around the time that I was 16. And that whenever I was 20, my heart chakra completely broke open. And I remember he used the imagery of an egg cracking open. And he told me that that is his symbol for the heart chakra. And that happened at 20 because something shocking happened. And that's why there's like a crack in the egg. It's like a thunderbolt. And that it completely changed my whole life and my whole perspective of life and experience and what happens in it. And no one would know that unless you were me. When I was 16, I met one of my partners who really made me feel like I could not speak or vocalize anything. And at such a young age, 16 is so young. And the obvious of when I was 20 years old, losing my mom while I was pregnant, and just like that whole experience completely shape-shifting me. Truly, like, shattering everything that I knew. But the fact that he like knew this thing that happened at us, and he like called the age and, you know, could kind of like detail it out on this, like, deep in the depths of it. It's like something that like literally shook up your world and cracked you wide open and opened your heart up for life and love, because it did. Like, you'd think the death of my mom while I was pregnant would like ruin me. My mom's death did not ruin me. The fact that this man knew and could kind of detail out these things really like made me freaking be like, what in the heck? And I went to him thinking like, oh, this is just gonna be like some like do some, not like magic, that sounds so degrading, but like truly I did not know that this man was straight up gonna freaking, like, you did say clock, yeah, that man clocked me, okay? I felt so seen in a spiritual sense for the first time, like someone like this is true, this like actually happened, and this shook me up. And like the people in my life who I'm close to, like, they honor me and they love me, but this is like some spiritual ass shit. And so Matthew literally changed my perspective on what the frick is going on out here. I feel like that was just the beginning of like the beginning. I mean, my mom's passing while I was pregnant was like obviously the catapult for literally everything. But whenever I think of like oracles or mystics or people with gifts, Matthew is like the first person that I can think of that I was like, whoa, he's straight up like this Christian. Like, I remember being shocked by the fact that he was a follower of Christ because he had it on his website. I remember being like, okay, him just being very right about so many things that he intuitively knew about my life was just shocking. And then everything from that was just like connected. Like, that was like the very beginning. It isn't gonna make sense, but it does. Okay, so my birthday is the 14th. My mom's birthday is the 14th, which 1 + 4 = 5. Casper's birthday is the 5th. There's just a lot of coincidences, quote unquote. Like, I don't believe in that, but there's a lot of patterns and a lot of like obvious signs in my life. And I've been really grateful to like just have that. And everyone does, really, literally everyone does. But I guess to be able to like see it and to be able to call it out and be like, thank you for that symbol or that gift or that message, and thank you for showing me like what I need to learn or what I need to see and grow from, or to, whatever the message is. Whenever I think of Beyond the Grassland, I think of holding space for fun conversations like that, fun little stories that are just little bits of me and sharing perspectives. I want to be able to have friends here having conversations here in my backyard on this blanket, talking about life. This is kind of like a weird, lonely, but also very connected time. We're so connected, but we're also lonely. I believe that we're transitioning into a new time where we'll want to connect more, connect in deeper ways. I hope so anyways. If you know me, I am a deep ass mofo, okay? Like, it can't get deeper, or not deeper, it can't get deep enough. It literally can't get deep enough. I want more and more and more, and maybe that's my problem, and maybe that's why I have trouble connecting with people, and maybe that's why people are like, I want to be your friend, but you take forever, because I literally, like, there's so many layers. See this tattoo right here? Layers. That's just honest. I am a Leo sun, Leo moon, Scorpio rising, Virgo Mercury. That's confusing inherently. I mean, you think of Leo, you think of warmth, you think of open, you think of a warm hug. Leo moon, same thing. Drama. Everything is dramatic and I love it. Everything is a movie. That's how I live life. I literally have to pretend like it's a movie because otherwise maybe I'll So Leo moon, literally for the drama, literally for living, feeling. You have to feel. I like am always in neutral. And I don't like being in neutral. I love feeling. I love feeling. And maybe I'm depressed. I don't know. My therapist does not think I'm depressed. And I don't think I'm depressed either. But maybe I am. Or maybe I am just at neutral. But my Leo moon loves drama. That's why I'm like, ooh. And then my Scorpio rising. Oh my God. And this is where like my Scorpio rising, my Virgo Mercury are just so, if you don't understand, then you don't understand. But my Scorpio rising, I like to keep my secrets and I like to keep myself safe. And I don't like sharing everything all the time. Like the things that are obvious, sure, but I've had friends that have told me like, Lauren, you're really hard to get to know, because I'll be like, how are you? What's going on? And you don't answer the question and you divert it to about me, which I am notorious for doing that. And people are just trying to get to know me, and I know that, but like, that's just not how I do that. Like, I don't need to tell you how I am. No, I'm kidding. It's important for me to share in reciprocity, but I share in reciprocity in other ways. And anyways, so I like to be mysterious and I like to be elusive sometimes and pretend. It makes things more dramatic and like a murder mystery game or something. I don't know. And maybe that's toxic. I'm grateful for the friends that have stuck around in my life for this, because I swear I am that friend. I am that friend that always has the drama, is always going through the shit, but I know that my friends trust me and I know my friends like love me and don't judge me. There are things that have happened in my life where, the energy has shifted. We have outgrown each other and that is okay. But the friends that have stuck around, like, I love them with my whole heart. And some of them are childhood friends who have seen me grow and go through many things in my life. And some of them are adult friends that I've met in this season of life. And I've been really grateful for the friends that have stuck around me and continue to love me. And especially whenever I'm crazy. But then my Virgo freaking Mercury. And here is the thing that I think a lot of people don't understand about me, is that all the while I'm a warm hug and I am light and I am joy and like all these things, my Virgo Mercury is literally the most analytical, organized, detail-oriented, dot my I's, slash my T's person. I'm a great debater. I could have been a lawyer. Like, I'm great for an office job, Wow, my hand is freaking sweating, and I know it's because I'm like literally sitting in the sunlight now. But I love it. I want to show you guys more sides of myself, and a podcast, just me talking. You don't have to watch it if you don't want to. That's okay. I would love it if you would. I'm going to keep them short. I'm going to keep them watchable and listenable, and I won't go on and on and on for hours on these ones, but I love you all so much, and I think that I want to connect with you in ways that I want to connect with you. And that is this way. Thank you for being here with me now. Love ya. Bye.